You's a vegan, but you going ham. Yeah.
Hey YouTube, welcome to Pretty Brown Vegan, a place for plant-based comfort foods. So as you guys can see by today's title, I will be showing you 2 vegan meal prep recipe ideas just to give you guys something a little bit healthier to get you prepared for the week. For both of these recipes, as I'm jumping into this, I will be using a sweet potato as my starch on the side alongside my rice and my other veggies that I will be using. To prepare my sweet potatoes, I do wash them thoroughly. Make sure you get your sweet potatoes clean before you chop it up, and I put it into a big bowl, hit it with some olive oil and some seasonings. I will be using salt, pepper, garlic salt, and garlic powder here for my seasonings, but you can use whatever you like. I always season to taste as well, so whatever you like, however much seasoning you prefer, this is how I prepare my sweet potatoes. For each recipe, I will be using 1 whole sweet potato, and each recipe will give me about 3 to 4 meals, depending if I eat some of it the same night that I prepared or not. This particular meal gave me 3 meals because I did go ahead and eat a serving that same night that I was making this. And so once I go ahead and get the sweet potatoes seasoned and oiled down, I just give them a nice toss in the bowl before they go into the steamer. I also decided to leave my skins on, but you guys can peel the skins off if you prefer as well, but I think that there's some good nutrients in that skin. Okay, and so for my rice, I go ahead and put it in my rice cooker, and I do season my rice before I cook it, and I just hit it with a little bit of sea salt and toss it around before I put my steamer basket on top. And so on the side, I will put in my sweet potatoes, and then my veggie that I will use for the first meal will be Brussels sprouts. I just got some Brussels sprouts from the freezer section at the store. It's really simple and really easy and really cheap. I think these were $1. So this is a super easy and convenient way for me to get my meal prep ready, have my rice at the bottom, and my 2 veggies on top. And while those are steaming up, I will get my tofu prepared, which will be my first meat replacement for the meal. My tofu, I will go ahead and put it in that same bowl that I tossed those sweet potatoes in. And so I drain it, I use a firm tofu, and then I break it up by hand. You guys are free to chop it up with a knife if you would like to have more uniform pieces, but I think that breaking it up into chunks in your hand gives it more of a chicken-like finish once it actually cooks through. And just like I did the sweet potatoes, I hit it with a little bit of oil and seasonings. I'll use the same seasonings that I use for the sweet potatoes, but I also will use a McCormick chipotle and garlic seasoning as well, which I will show for you guys here. It's a really good seasoning that I enjoy. It gives all of my meat replacements a more smoky and meat-like flavoring. And then with the tofu, I will go ahead and toss it into my air fryer. But if you guys don't have an air fryer, I'll go ahead and link above a video that I have on how you can prepare crispy tofu in your oven. And make sure you're gentle when you're tossing the tofu. Though I did get the firm tofu, it does break apart really easily, and you want to keep nice, hefty pieces because it's more like biting into a piece of chicken the larger it is. And this is what the veggies come out looking like, really tender. You know that they're done when you can put a fork through all the way without any issues. And this is what the chicken came out to look like, or the tofu. And you can eat it plain, or you can use some sauce if you'd like. I have like a sweet and sour sauce. You can use a barbecue sauce, or whatever kind of sauce you prefer. In my second recipe, you'll see that I went ahead and used a sweet and sour sauce for the chicken that I used there. But this is the first meal, a really simple and colorful recipe. And it will last you about 3 days. Again, I use 1 whole sweet potato, 1 whole bag of the frozen veggies, and 1 full pack of tofu. For the second recipe, again, I will be using sweet potatoes, but I also will be using broccoli instead of Brussels sprouts on my side here. And also I just use a frozen bag of broccoli like on the first time. And then for the chicken on this one, I'll actually be using a chicken substitute, which I'll show here. I'll be using the Gardein chicken strips, which I really enjoy. I like steaming those up or putting them in my air fryer and putting it over like a regular salad, just like a garden salad with some chicken on top. But the chicken is a really good stand-in for any sort of meat replacement that you're using or any sort of meal that you have with chicken strips. It's a great add-in or substitute. Even if you're not vegan, it's something that you can use to kind of substitute out some of that meat in your diet. And to get, before I put in the chicken, I do dice up a red onion just to get everything ready to go, and it just adds in some nice little extra flavor. So just make sure you get the onions nice and translucent before you add in the chicken, because the veggie chicken doesn't take very long to heat through. And here's the chicken that I'm using. Again, it's the Gardein meatless chicken strips, and I really enjoy these for a lot of stand-ins on any recipe that I need chicken. And so I just toss it frozen right into the skillet, and just make sure you get it nice and heated through. And once it's completely heated through, I also like to break the chicken strips in half just to make the chicken stretch longer throughout the week. And I use the same seasonings as I used on the tofu on this chicken here. And these are what the steamed vegetables came out to be. They're really tender, just like the other ones. It's really easy and convenient in this steamer as well. And this is the final product. Again, I went ahead and tossed that chicken in a sweet and sour sauce just to give it some flavor, to stretch it throughout the week. And it's a really, again, really colorful, really healthy, fulfilling meal as well. And it's like simple but super, super good. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, comment down below. And if you're not a part of the Pretty Brown Vegan family, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.